Hi, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education. Click the link for a free week trial, no credit card required, and gain access to our multiple live broadcasts daily, community chat room, educational videos, nightly watch lists, and more. Invest in your education and future and join the community today. Hey everyone, looking at the biotech sector on the daily and weekly time frame. Let's start with XBI, the S&P 500 biotechs. Very nice continuation. We had a bearish reversal candlestick that was not negated, or that was negated on Friday, not confirmed. Higher low and higher high, and the high of the day rejecting from the upper Bollinger Band resistance, 57.93. So 7 of the last 8 days have been green. It's a very strong bounce, and at this point, it's going to require high volume to continue this move to the upside and break out through the upper Bollinger Band. And then we've got the 200-day moving average resistance right there at 58.47. So this chart alone has me looking for consolidation just due to that fact. If the market does hit all-time highs on Monday and the bullish run continues, we certainly know from previous action in other stocks like Facebook and Amazon, when blue sky highs are hit, the lack of resistance does create some easy movement for the bulls. So we will keep that in mind, and if that is the case, then certainly the biotechs could continue up through the upper Bollinger Band and these resistance levels. But as of right now, I would be looking for a potential bearish reversal candlestick to form on Monday at that upper Bollinger Band resistance. The weekly time frame shows a very strong bullish reversal being confirmed. Look at this 200-week moving average. We've held it the last couple of attempts, bouncing right off of that, and we're looking up at 59.82 resistance. Higher lows and higher highs playing out on this bounce, and we'll see if the bulls can tag another higher high by breaking $60. Different setup for IBB. The bounce not as strong. You can see we're still in some lower high patterns. When you compare to the biotech in the S&P 500, we had a higher high, and now we're pulling back to test, or bouncing up to test that level. The IBB is still lower highs, certainly weaker in the biotechs for NASDAQ compared to the S&P 500. That being said, we have not hit the upper Bollinger Band yet. Same thing with the 7 out of the last 8 days green. We need to update these upper Bollinger Bands on both these levels at the open on Monday, because that is the significant level to be watching. Weekly time frame here. That is not the weekly time frame. Let's pull that up real quick. So we lost that 200-week moving average support for the first time. Certainly a bearish setback, and we also have this lower high that I pointed out on the daily time frame. So it's a different chart compared to XBI. XBI was higher lows. Here we have a lower high and then a lower low before this bounce playing out. The bullish reversal candlestick from last week is being confirmed, and we are looking up at that recent lower high of 286.63 resistance, but cannot shake the overall past 4 months where we have that lower high pattern playing out. So let's check in on the daily charts for LABU and LABD, and let's actually check the daily and weekly for these names. Bear with me while I pull them up. Alright, so LABU on the daily time frame, same thing with that upper Bollinger Band resistance. LABU daily chart very often looks almost identical to XBI where it falls with regards to moving averages and Bollinger Band. So that's the case here, and looking to see if the markets hit all-time highs on Monday. And again, in my opinion, it's going to require all-time highs in order for the biotech bulls to get through this upper Bollinger Band resistance. Weekly time frame also looking very similar, higher low and higher high for the S&P 500 biotech 3 times bull. LABD, very key support has been lost this week. So we had that lower high on the daily time frame, have not hit that lower low just yet because we bounced. We saw a low back here, 29.25, and a low of 29.29. So almost a double bottom, but we look at the weekly time frame, and this close below $30 is significant. We have closed below it once before since this move back in late 2015. So it's not game over as of this point, but this was a very key support level. Look how many times we bounced off $30 for the bulls, and we closed below it at the end of this week. So definitely going to be looking for potential weakness to continue here. If we see next week close below $30 as well, big time red flag for the biotech bears. And we will see if the all-time highs in the market are going to run this to lower lows, and if we drop below that little double bottom at 29.25, we're looking down here at the all-time low, $24 even. So I appreciate you checking in. We'll certainly be watching the biotech sector. LABU has been a really nice play while the markets are strong, and we'll see if that continues Monday. Have a great weekend.